What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is October the 28th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, we don't really have too much coming out today. Most likely in the second half, you will be hearing some chatter about Powell. And that's going to be tomorrow, a very big deal for the market. So we potentially could be getting a 25 basis point cut. Aside from that, this whole week, it's going to be largely companies unveiling their earnings. And that has been one main reason why we are starting to recover. So Dow, most of the indexes during the overnight were largely red, if not flat. Dow right now is up 0.45, S&P up 0.12, NASDAQ up 0.32. So things are starting to definitely heat up. Again, a lot of that does stem from companies unveiling their earnings and things coming out better than anticipated. Starting off with SoFi, it is up about 2.8%. They put out their earnings, phenomenal on all kind of metrics. So we're just waiting for, I guess, SoFi's actual earnings, and that should really push it higher. So right now it's actually now up 5.17%. So things are definitely heating up. 8.42% of the free float's being shorted. So logically, I would assume shorts would be returning today, but sometimes they do like to just double down and try to slow SoFi down. So that might be occurring today. It wouldn't be the wisest thing from them though, but with it right now at 31.57, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. So 30.89 is going to be a strong support. 33.41 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. NIO is up slightly, nothing too crazy. We're actually seeing some fairly low volume with NIO, but weekly registration numbers, that's going to be the big mover for NIO, and I'll go over that in my dedicated NIO video later today. 10.57% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 146 million shares overall are being shorted. So shorts, surprisingly, have returned quite a lot. So it went from around 12.26% to where it is now at 10.57. Of course, that's what gave it a nice additional boost to where we are now. And so it did get above that key level of $7. So that's going to be that key level to watch for today for it to hold. And then essentially the next one would be 783. So hopefully, because ultimately you do need 2 consecutive days to really signal a trend. So yesterday we, luckily enough, were able to close above it. And so today is going to be a very important day on the technicals. Aside from that, most of the companies that I'm going to be talking on are kind of moving higher because of either big partnerships or earnings. But so far from what we can see, a lot of companies hit home run earnings. So PayPal up 16 point whatever percent right now. And so they did put out their earnings, phenomenal stuff. And then aside from that, they also did announce a pretty big partnership with OpenAI. So it feels like everyone and their dog is in some capacity partnering with OpenAI. 4.23% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 40.3 million shares overall being shorted. So short surprisingly did the opposite, and we're anticipating PayPal to flop because generally PayPal is like, yeah, everyone knows that they lag. So shorts surprisingly did double down, went from about 2.7% that was in July to where it is now. So yeah, kind of crazy stuff. So shorts are going to be feeling the pinch today. Definitely not a squeeze play on a side note, just for transparency, but with it at 81.18, it is trading right now between this R1 and the pivot. So 79.01 is going to be that key support. You really want to watch for it to hold today. And most likely, just given the sentiment with PayPal, I can see this potentially pulling back to that $79 range. So just if you're wanting to dollar cost average or whatever else, but ultimately that 79 is going to be that key one for today. And then 93.48 is going to be the following support level. These are very strong support and resistance points. So just kind of watch for a lot of these for more swing trades, not day trades. But aside from that, ticker CCJ, and so they are up about 16%, and that is because of this. So it looks like they did announce a partnership with Brookfield as well as the US government. So US government's definitely fairly active. So I don't think I've seen this amount of transactions from a government like ever. So kind of interesting what this current administration is doing, but nonetheless, This is the partnership that was announced. 2.6% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 11.3 million shares overall being shorted. Short surprisingly have been doing the right thing and returning quite a lot. So it went from around 4.5% to where it is now. Well, of course, by them returning, it's inverse, so it does and has been helping the stock price really move higher. So definitely good to see. Aside from that though, with it right now at $100, it is above all the key fib levels. So 97.99 is going to be a key support. Just watch for that, followed by 91.91. If it is able to kind of stay above this $78 range, then anticipate 113 to be on the table. Last but not least, ticker's POLA. So it is up 27%. Over the last 1 year, it's not doing too bad actually. Over the last 1 year, up 20.25%. Then over the last 1 month, up 2.23. So it is a little bit more active. Although keep in mind the market cap, 9.19 million, so it is rather on the low end, but this is the reason why they are moving higher today. So it looks like they did receive a military contract to supply compact and lightweight DC generators for a mobile application. So that's the reason why they're kind of higher today. 0.17% of the free floats being shorted. So this one, kind of interesting stuff. Of course, this isn't a squeeze play or anything, but this has a lower short interest than many stocks, even though it does have a micro market cap. So yeah, this definitely, they won't be that big of a deal for today. With it right now at 438 though, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. 411 followed by 370 is going to be support levels. Most likely the one to watch for today is if there's a pullback to this R2. But flip side, 477 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Realistically, I can see both being touched, this R3 and R2 today. So this one will be a pretty good day trade. And in fact, all the stocks I did bring up are going to be fairly good day trades. Only thing to take note of with this stock right here, POLA, is that it does have a little bit low for volume. Today is different because of course it's moving higher because of the news, but it does have fairly low volume. So liquidity might be a little bit more of a concern, but again, do your own due diligence and all the other fun jazz. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. If you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.